Dr. Joe Dispenza is another recent name in the reality creation world, and his work is quite similar to the teachings of Neville Goddard. But a major difference between Neville and Dr. Joe is that while they both talk about creating the life you desire, their approaches to doing so are different. While Neville's teachings are heavily based and concerned with the analysis of the scripture and deducing lessons from there, Joe Dispenza, however, is more concerned about the science of change. He approaches everything from a scientific lens, and to be honest, this approach sits right well with the modern human living in today's developed world. I have been a curious mind forever, and reality creation has always been a subject that has fascinated me the most. Studying the law of attraction and then the law of assumption made me self-aware and gave me the ability to create my own life circumstances. And the results have been phenomenal. In the past decade, I have achieved so many things that I could never imagine getting so easily. I believe it was all because I prepared my subconscious for them, and then my powerful subconscious mind did the magic. But then, one day I came across an interview with Joe Dispenza on YouTube. To my surprise, he was talking about all the things we talk about on this channel, but his approach was far more scientific and practical. So I started reading his books and tried some of his meditations. Today, it's been almost 3 years since I have started using Joe Dispenza's wisdom along with the law of assumption, and things have only become better and easier for me. My ability to create the things in life I desire has improved many folds, so I thought of making a video and sharing the most important lessons Joe Dispenza has shared through his teachings. Since you are watching this channel, I know that you are a follower of Neville, so the information I am going to give you in this video is only going to add to your knowledge of creating your own reality. Just listen to what I am telling you with an open mind, and if the teachings resonate with you, you can pick up a book and start doing your own research. I am very sure that these lessons and teachings will make your journey of manifestation even more easier and exciting. So then, without delaying it any further, let's start with Dr. Joe Dispenza's wonderful work and see how you can use it to your advantage. The first thing that Dr. Joe Dispenza repeats again and again in his talks is the fact that we think 60 to 70,000 thoughts every single day. Yes, each one of us thinks such a huge number of thoughts on a daily basis, and these thoughts play an important role in how our life turns out to be. For example, if those 60 to 70,000 thoughts are filled with rage and anger toward yourself or others, then you will find that anger will become your dominant emotional state, and you will see things and life through the lens of that emotion. The first step towards taking charge of your life and your reality is to understand that you need to work on the thoughts you think. Dr. Joe Dispenza goes on to say that 90% of those thoughts are related to what happened to us in the past. It means that we are unconsciously repeating our past experiences in our minds through every thought we think. Also, creating your own reality means creating your desired future, but if your thoughts are primarily focused on the past, will you have any time or energy to think or plan your future? Of course not. Each one of us has been gifted with a limited amount of energy, and energy flows to what we think about. So when you think of thoughts of the past, all your focus and attention go towards what happened. This way you are doing your future self a great disservice by not giving it the focus it deserves. Dr. Joe Dispenza, Neville Goddard, and many other teachers have told us very clearly that what we are going to focus on will expand and come to life. So as manifestors and conscious creators, we must make sure that all our energy and attention goes toward the future we are trying to bring to life. If you keep thinking about the past, you are going to see repeated patterns of emotional states, and those states are going to bring about the same circumstances. This essentially means that your life is not going to change very much. You will witness the same things that happened to you in the past, simply because you keep thinking about them. So, if you want to manifest a better life for yourself, you have to free yourself from the shackles of the past, and the very first step towards that is to choose to think different thoughts. Mindfulness and affirmations can really help you train your brain to think about the things you desire. On this channel, I often talk about affirmations because I have found that they are a super helpful tool in assisting you to navigate through emotions of the past and focus on the things you desire. So you can start using a bunch of positive affirmations to change the direction of your thoughts, and within a few days of doing so, you will discover that your thoughts are slowly shifting away from the past towards your future. When we deliberately choose to think of new thoughts, we rewire our brains with new information. In his work, Dr. Joe Dispenza places a great emphasis on the act of learning, and with each new thought we think, we are learning something new and changing the chemistry of our brain. Eventually, there will come a time when your whole brain will be rewired with new thoughts and ideas, and then you won't be a slave to your past. Another important teaching of Dr. Joe Dispenza said that the best way to predict your future is to create it. As manifestation enthusiasts, we all want our life and future to look different from what we experienced in the past. All of us want more love, health, bliss, and abundance for ourselves. But how can we make sure that we get to live the life of our dreams in the future? The answer is pretty simple, by creating that future in our minds first. Neville Goddard talks about the same concept when he teaches us to assume a state and stay truthful to that state while ignoring the 3D. Since our mind cannot distinguish between the emotions that we feel as a result of a physical event and the emotions we feel as a result of a thought, we can reprogram our mind by deliberately thinking about the things we want. Let's say you want to be wealthy and you decide to use the teachings of Joe Dispenza or Neville Goddard, then all you have to do is to think and act like a wealthy person. You just have to embody the emotions of being wealthy for some time so that your brain rewires as a result of this new information. Once you have impressed this information on your subconscious, then it's only a matter of time before you will start seeing its effects on your physical reality. A lot of people struggle with manifesting their desires, and they try hundreds of new methods, but one thing they avoid doing is changing their state of being because it is difficult. Dr. Joe Dispenza says that our body gets so accustomed to the emotions we feel that when we choose to think or feel differently, our own body revolts against us. This is why change is so difficult, because it requires you to think differently than what you have practiced to think and also to act differently. You cannot repeat the same emotions and behaviors and expect your life to change. Change always begins from within. The moment you decide to change your emotional state, your reality will shift. This is the easiest explanation of manifestation, in my opinion. Also, there are some people who don't create their future deliberately because they are scared of failing at it. Fear is a powerful emotion, and if you start giving it attention, you will never gain the courage to change your life for the better. To overcome the fear of the unknown and to prepare your brain for the future you want to create, Dr. Joe Dispenza recommends meditation. In his meditation, he focuses on helping you visualize your future in your mind. This aspect of his teachings is very similar to Neville Goddard's SATS technique. The purpose of the meditation is to become detached from the 3D for a while and solely focus on your desires. But according to Dr. Joe Dispenza, your real test begins when you get up for meditation. You have to try to stay in the same emotional state for as long as you can, long after you have left your meditation mat, otherwise the process of manifestation will become longer and more difficult. So which of these teachings of Joe Dispenza resonated with you? And do you want me to make more videos like this? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video. The next step in your successful manifestation journey is to keep watching my channel. Click now on the video on the screen to be inspired by another video.